So, good evening, all. Let's begin with today's session. Look at the first question. Sunda Strait connects which of the following water bodies? The correct answer is Indian Ocean and Java Sea. So, B for Bombay would be the correct answer. Look at the explanation part. So, you can see the map of Sunda Strait. It is situated between Indian Ocean and Java Sea. वल्कैनिकली बहुत ही एक्टिव रीजन है और यहाँ पे आपको मल्टीपल वल्कैनोज मिलेंगे जैसे क्राकाटुआ वल्कैनो, राइट? सो एक्टिव वल्कैनो का एग्जांपल है. So Indonesia's main island of Java has been recently hit by a massive landslide in which at least 8 people have been reported to be killed. तो इंडोनेशिया में लैंडस्लाइड हुआ था और उसकी वजह से लोकेशन न्यूज में था, इसलिए इसको हमने पिक किया. नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. विद रेफरेंस टू सेक्शन 3D of the Indian Patents Act of 1970, consider the following statements. The first statement says Section 3D allows patenting of new forms of the known substances solely on the basis of improved bioavailability or stability. No, that is not correct. See, जो present patent है आपके पास में, तो पेटेंट का जो लाइफ टाइम होता है वो होता है 20 years का, राइट? जैसे फार्मास्यूटिकल्स का एग्जांपल लेते हैं हम, तो फार्मास्यूटिकल सेक्टर में किसी भी मेडिसिन का, किसी भी पेटेंट का जो लाइफ टाइम है वो कितना है? वो 20 years का है. जैसे ये 20 years फिनिश होंगे तो इन 20 years के बाद में आपको ये प्रूव करना होगा कि आपका जो ड्रग है, इस ड्रग में आपने कहीं ना कहीं थेराप्यूटिक एफिकेसी को रीस्टैब्लिश किया है और इसका जो इम्पैक्ट है वो पहले की मेडिसिन से कहीं ज्यादा है. तो बेसिकली आपको थेराप्यूटिक एफिकेसी एफिशिएंसी स्टैब्लिश करनी होगी. सिंपली कॉस्मेटिक चेंजेस करने से आपको वापस से पेटेंट नहीं मिलेगा. क्लियर? तो सेक्शन 3D क्या करता है? सेक्शन 3D ऑफ द इंडियन पेटेंट एक्ट बेसिकली इट प्रोहिबिट्स evergreening of patent, and the principle was established by the Supreme Court in the Novartis case of 2013. So first statement is absolutely incorrect here. Look at the second statement. The provision applies only to the pharmaceutical products and does not extend to the derivatives such as salts and esters. No, that is not correct. It applies to the derivatives like salts and esters as well. So both these statements are incorrect here. Question is, which of these statements given above is obligor correct? So neither. So D for Delhi would be the correct answer. Neither one nor two. Look at the explanation part. So you can see the explanation here. Section 3D of the Indian Patent Act, it explicitly requires enhanced therapeutic efficacy, not merely the improved bioavailability, stability, or other physiochemical properties, right? So it basically prohibits the evergreening of patent. Then statement number 2 की बात करें, so section 3D of the Indian Patent Act specifically covers derivatives such as salts and esters. Clear? So do remember the Novartis versus Union of India case 2013. Now let's move on to the next question. With reference to the one district, one product initiative, consider the following statements. The first statement says this initiative is implemented by the Ministry of Rural and Development and products are centrally selected by the Niti Aayog. Absolutely incorrect. See, this scheme is implemented by the Ministry of Commerce. Ministry of Commerce के अंदर we have a department DPIIT. Clear? Not by the Niti Aayog or not by the Ministry of Rural and Development. So first statement is absolutely incorrect here. The second statement says that ODOP was first launched in 2015. No, it was first launched in 2018. From where? From the Moradabad district of Uttar Pradesh. Clear? And Moradabad is known for the brassware products. So which of these statements given above is obligor correct? So both these statements are incorrect here. So correct answer would be D for Delhi, neither one nor two, right? So look at the explanation part. You can see the explanation here. The ODOP is spearheaded by the Department of Promotion of Industry and the Internal Trade within the Ministry of Commerce, right? And look at the statement number 2. So ODOP was first launched in 2018. From where? From Uttar Pradesh. और उत्तर प्रदेश में भी कहां से? मुरादाबाद brassware industry. Clear? And also remember that it is not limited to the textile but covers multiple sectors including agriculture, handicrafts, and food processing, etc. Now let's move on to the next question. So look at the question number 4. With reference to the light water reactors, consider the following statements. The first statement says, light water reactors use heavy water as a neutron moderator and light water only as a coolant. No, that is absolutely incorrect. See, light water reactors में both moderator and coolant दोनों के तौर पे सिर्फ light water का ही इस्तेमाल होता है, ना कि heavy water का. So first statement is absolutely incorrect here. Second statement says India's civil nuclear program is primarily based on the light water reactors and heavy water reactors play only a marginal role. See, first of all, we can categorize the nuclear program of India in three parts. So the first part is dominated by the pressurized heavy water reactors, PHWR. In the second part, we have the fast breeder reactors. And in the third part, we have the thorium-based reactors. Understood? So the second statement says that India's civil nuclear program is primarily based on the LWR, means light water reactor technology. That is absolutely incorrect. Clear? So in fact, पूरे world में light water reactors dominant है, जबकि India में pressurized heavy water reactors. So question is, which of these statements given above is the oblique are correct? So neither one nor two. D for Delhi would be the correct answer, right? So you can see the explanation part. So India's civil nuclear program is dominated by the PHWR, pressurized heavy water reactor, and not the light water reactors. Also remember that the light water reactors, they use ordinary water as both coolant and neutron moderators, not the heavy water. Clear? Now let's move on to the next question. What does the term ecocide refers to? See, this term was in news recently. It means the mass destruction of environment causing severe ecological damage. So B for Bombay would be the correct answer. देखिए recently का article publish हुआ था इसको लेकर के ecocide को लेकर के और particularly Himalayan ecosystem को लेकर के article publish हुआ था. So in the ecologically vulnerable Himalayas, disaster resilience must take precedence over the disaster prone projects and infrastructure. So a dangerous march towards a Himalayan ecocide. So it refers to a large scale destruction of ecosystems such as deforestation, pollution, oil spills, dam disasters, or industrial contamination that causes widespread and long-term harm to the environment and the human life. Clear? So it is being proposed as a fifth international crime under the Rome Statute. क्लियर? तो रोम स्टैट्यूट के अंदर किस कोर्ट का एस्टेब्लिशमेंट किया गया है? इंटरनेशनल क्रिमिनल कोर्ट आईसीसी, विच इज लोकेटेड इन नीदरलैंड्स दी हेग. तो याद रखिएगा दी हेग नीदरलैंड्स में इसका हेडक्वार्टर्स है. क्लियर? इंडिया इज नॉट अ पार्टी ऑफ रोम स्टैट्यूट, ये भी याद रखिएगा. नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. सो लुक एट द क्वेश्चन नंबर 6. With reference to the long range entire ship hypersonic missile, consider the following statements. The first statement says it is a hypersonic glide missile developed by the DRDO to meet the coastal defense requirements of the Indian Navy. See, it is the entire ship hypersonic missile. So obviously it is going to boost up India's coastal security, coastal deterrence, right? So first statement is absolutely correct. Second statement is it uses a liquid fuel propulsion system. No, it uses the solid fuel propulsion system, not the liquid propulsion system. So second statement is incorrect here. Question is, how many statements given above is oblique are correct? So correct answer would be A for Ahmedabad. Only one statement is correct. Look at the explanation part. इनफैक्ट इस मिसाइल को भी हाल ही में रिपब्लिक डे परेड पे भी डिमॉन्स्ट्रेट किया गया था. सो इट इज अ हाइपरसोनिक ग्लाइड मिसाइल. तो ग्लाइड मिसाइल का मतलब यहाँ पे कि जब दोनों स्टेजेस में जो फ्यूल है वो एग्जॉस्ट हो जाता है, तब ये मिसाइल क्या करेगी? ग्लाइड करेगी और अपने टारगेट को हिट करेगी. सो डू रिमेंबर द मिसाइल यूजेस अ टू स्टेज सॉलिड प्रोपल्शन रॉकेट मोटर सिस्टम, नॉट द लिक्विड फ्यूल. आफ्टर द सेकेंड स्टेज exhausted, it performs an unpowered hypersonic glide before hitting the target. Clear? Now let's move on to the next question. With reference to India's thorium reserves, which of the following two states together accounts for over 70% of thorium resources in the country? Correct answer is Kerala and Odisha. A for Ahmedabad would be the correct answer here. Clear? So look at the explanation part. Factual question hai, lekin important one hai. So look at the explanation part. Recently, an article was published in Down to Earth regarding India's thorium reserves. So India possesses one of the largest thorium reserves in the world, mainly in the form of monazite sand found along the coastal regions. Kerala and Odisha together account for more than 70% of India's thorium reserves, making them the most crucial states for India's third stage थोरियम बेस्ड न्यूक्लियर प्रोग्राम. अभी हमने बात की थी दैट इंडिया के न्यूक्लियर प्रोग्राम को हम तीन पार्ट्स में कैटेगराइज कर सकते हैं. फर्स्ट स्टेज जो है दैट इज डोमिनेटेड बाय द PHWR, प्रेशराइज्ड हेवी वाटर रिएक्टर. देन वी हैव द फास्ट ब्रीडर रिएक्टर्स एंड थर्ड स्टेज में हमने बात की थी थोरियम बेस्ड रिएक्टर्स के बारे में. सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी क्रूशियल फॉर इंडियाज थर्ड स्टेज. न्यूक्लियर प्रोग्राम। आगे मूव करते हैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ। सो लुक एट द क्वेश्चन नंबर 8। With reference to India-European Union relations, consider the following statements. The first statement says the President of European Commission was the chief guest at India's 77th Republic Day celebrations. Absolutely correct. Second statement is the European Union Blue Card is a residence permit meant for highly skilled non-European professionals working in Europe. Which of these statements given above is oblique are correct? Both these statements are correct here. So both 1 and 2 should be the correct answer. So look at the explanation part. Recently, an article was published regarding India's free trade agreement with the European Union. In fact, the head of the European Union paid a state visit to India, and she was the chief guest on the 26th of January, right? रिपब्लिक डे परेड पे वो चीफ गेस्ट थी। और यहाँ पे आप एक बात यहाँ पे देखिए कि जैसे द यूरोपियन यूनियन ब्लू कार्ड इट फैसिलिटेट्स एंट्री एंड रेसिडेंस ऑफ हाईली क्वालिफाइड नॉन यूरोपियन वर्कर्स इन दी यूरोपियन यूनियन मेंबर स्टेट्स। जैसे अगर हम बात करें अमेरिका में, तो अमेरिका में H1B वीजा है। यू कैन इक्वेट द H1B वीजा विद द यूरोपियन यूनियन ब्लू कार्ड इनिशिएटिव। क्लियर? नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। सो लुक एट द क्वेश्चन नंबर 9। Consider the following statements regarding the sonic boom. First statement is sonic boom is produced when an object moves faster than the speed of sound. Absolutely correct. Creating shock waves in the atmosphere. See, this is absolutely correct. If the object is moving faster than the speed of sound, then it creates sonic boom, right? So first statement is absolutely correct. Second statement says the intensity of the sonic boom, it depends only on the speed of the aircraft. No, that is not correct. It depends on various factors like the size of aircraft, shape of aircraft, altitude. Clear? So which of these statements given above is oblique are correct? So only the first statement is correct, not the second one. So correct answer would be only one. A for Ahmedabad would be the correct answer, right? So look at the explanation part. Recently, an article was published in the Indian Express, which establishes relations between earthquake monitors, space junk means the space debris, and the sonic booms. Clear? We already discussed that the sonic boom depends on multiple factors like size and shape of the aircraft, altitude, flight path, and the atmospheric conditions, not just the speed. Clear? तो अगर कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट जो है वो अगर स्पीड ऑफ साउंड से एक्सीड करेगा तो क्या क्रिएट होगा? शॉक वेव्स क्रिएट होंगी, राइट? और एक सोनिक बूम आएगा। Now let's move on to the next question. So look at the question number 10. It is going to be the last question of today's session. Who has been selected for the Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, Disarmament and Development 2026? Correct answer is B for Bombay, that is Graça Machel. So she belongs to the state of Mozambique. You can see the explanation here. So Graça Machel, a renowned humanitarian and women's rights advocate from Mozambique, was selected for the Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, Disarmament and Development 2026 for her global contribution to peace, social justice and human welfare. Clear? So she belongs to which country? Mozambique. क्लियर? याद रखिएगा। सो वी आर डन विद टुडे सेशन दोस्तों। हम मिलेंगे अपने नेक्स्ट सेशन में मंडे को। एंड आई होप कि आप सभी इन सेशंस को लाइक कर रहे हैं। तो दोस्तों मिलेंगे अपने नेक्स्ट सेशन में। बाय बाय, टेक केयर, जय हिंद।